Now, the period of study is of interest to me.
Yeah.
2015, 2020.
Yeah.
Why?
So the first one we did ended in 2014.
Okay.
And for us to apply consistency and also monitor how we are improving in terms of addressing these irregularities, we have to now continue from 2015 to 2020, that 5-year period. And the good thing about this period is that it straddles between two sets of government, that is between the erstwhile administration and this current administration. So it's giving us a proper look or an assessment of how we are improving in terms of managing our public finances, irrespective of whoever is in government.
That is where my concern lies, and that's the reason why I decided to say any income and the period are more steady now, because we all know that we would say so governance is a continuum from one government to the other, but in reality that is not the case. So if you want to, the politician is listening to us this morning. The politician would want to understand how the previous administration, the NDC, managed our public financial system.
Okay.
As in their performance between, let's say, the 2015, 2016, 2013, 2012, thereabouts, that 4-year period. So that we will know whether the NDC's tenure, they managed our public finances well. We have had a government which has been in place between 2017 and then 2020 as well. Let us also know within that period, how they have also managed. But here is the case, it's a continuum. So from September to Ken Ofori Atta, you better need to say, one more 10 one, why and proyo more.
Okay, so Adeba Konso I try say a bit take it out of the conversation as the political comparison.
Okay.
The idea is that it's giving us a chance to reflect on operational efficiencies in our MDs in terms of cash management, tax mobilization, and other dimensions like contract management, stores procurement, and rent, and even payroll. So we try to move away from the political conversation, but because you've raised it, what I would say is that if you look at the period between, let's say, 2010 down to 2016, as I've already mentioned, between 2010 and 2014, the highest irregularity we recorded was just about 500 million Ghana cedis. Now in 2015, it was just about a little over half a million Ghana cedis, or half a billion Ghana cedis. That's almost like 600 or about 657 million Ghana cedis. Then in 2016, it rose up a little over 2.1 billion Ghana cedis. Now between 2017 and 2020, the highest irregularity recorded was in 2018, about 5.8 billion Ghana cedis, and it's declined to about 3 billion and down to a little over 2 billion, which means that if you look at the period between 2017 and 2020, the irregularities, although declined in 2019-2020, comparatively, it's relatively higher. If you compare between the 2015-16 period, that it's part of the assessment, and also if you then compare that period also 15-16 to the 10-14, you can say that between 2017 and 2020, irregularities are much more higher compared to the previous period. That does not mean that maybe one government is better than the other. What it clearly shows us is that the factors that drive these irregularities are becoming even worse, and that we are losing our guard on tax compliance. We are losing our guard on cash management. Stores and procurement issues are increasing. In fact, if you look at the Auditor General's report, between 2010 and 2020, procurement irregularities alone is about 143 million Ghana cedis. 2016-2020 alone accounted for almost 136 million of the 143, which means that the latter period, in the last 5 years, the drivers of our irregularities, mainly cash and tax, are becoming worse, raising issues about internal control system as well as tax compliance enforcement mechanisms that we have in the country. So let's look at the conversation in that dimension, looking at it from the perspective of how is our PFM improving more than we're looking at the two political colors who are managing, because despite the fact that governments have changed, the irregularities still persist. And ideally, if we have a stronger PFM system, these irregularities shouldn't even occur.